Did you know that spicing up your food will help your brain? Hi, I'm Bernice Hunt, and I am a brain health specialist. I work with women just like you who are starting to notice a few memory and recall issues, and I help you to stay sharp so that as you age, you can still travel, have fun with your grandkids, and experience new adventures without missing a beat. As a wellness coach for over 10 years, I've always encouraged people to get those nutrients in wherever they can. And what a better place to get nutrients than using herbs and spices. Did you check out my video from earlier this week? It was on spices, and I talked about a few of them and how they could help you. If you didn't get a chance to look at it, no worries. Just go on my Facebook page, Keep Your Brain Sharp, and it's there and you can look at it there. Today I wanted to talk more about some herbs and some spices, give you a little more details on those things, because herbs and spices are full of antioxidants. And your brain uses up a lot of oxygen every day. And when you're using up a lot of oxygen, what are you creating? Oxidative stress. And what's going to combat your oxidative stress? Antioxidants. So that's why herbs and spices are an easy way to get those antioxidants back up there, helping your brain. And they say that ounce per ounce, herbs and spices have more antioxidants than any other food. So that's something you should do, especially on the holidays. We're doing all these dishes and all these meals, and we're using a lot of herbs and spices. Put in some more. Give your family a chance to experience different herbs and spices, adding more herbs and spices onto their taste buds, or introducing new ones that they might come to like. A perfect time to do all that. Because like I said, herbs and spices are so full of them. Now we usually use salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, salt and pepper. That's become the most commonly used, condiments that we use in our food, and that's fine. But what if you could use herbs and spices the same way and get 2 for the price of 1? What I'm meaning is that instead of just getting better tasting food with more flavor, you'll get that with your herbs and spices. You may even find that it tastes better than it did when you were just using salt and pepper. But you'll also get all those antioxidants that are nourishing your brain. Hey, a no-brainer. A no-brainer. So there's different ways you can easily slip it into your food. One is during breakfast time. For example, cinnamon. It's a great thing to sprinkle on practically anything you're doing for breakfast. It's going to enhance it and make it taste better, and it's so simple. You can put that, make a cinnamon shaker and put it right there on the table beside your salt and pepper. And sprinkle that on your yogurt, sprinkle that on your oatmeal, sprinkle that on your pancakes, sprinkle that on whatever you're eating, and see if you like it. And you may find that you do. Now remember, we talked about the right kind of cinnamon, though. We said to use the Ceylon cinnamon, Ceylon, Ceylon. Cinnamon, because that's the kind that's been studied to actually benefit your brain. So that's what you want. That's the kind you want to use. And you're not going to find that in the grocery store. The kind that they sell in the grocery store typically is not that kind. You're going to have to go to a specialty store or just go online. That's what I do. Go online and order it and get the Ceylon cinnamon, Ceylon. So that's pretty. Now, what about salads? Salads are an excellent herbs and your spices. Salads are an excellent time. So you can put in parsley, you can put in cilantro, you can put in garlic, you can put in mint. In fact, my friend Elaine, she called me one day and she said, hey, I just had a salad. It was delicious. And do you know what they put in it? I'm like, no, what did they put in it? I never had thought of using this, but they put mint in my salad. It was delicious. Like, really? She says, yeah, you should try it. So I said, okay, I don't think I've even tried that. So I will try that. It is delicious. I personally love to put cilantro in my salads. And one of my nieces, Rose, tasted it. I brought a salad over to her house one time, and she was like, Auntie Niecy, I was trying to figure out what was in the salad that you put in here that was so tasty. It was different. I figured out, she said, it's cilantro, huh? I said, yep, it's cilantro. She said, I never thought of that, but I really like it. So that's an easy way to get that wonderful herb into your diet. So, of course, mint and garlic, we know, our go-to spice, and you can use that anytime. So you can use it in salads and things. You can, of course, put it in teas. We all know about herbal teas. You can use mint teas. Hibiscus is a wonderful herb to put in there to use as a tea, or different mints, or even ginger are other herbs. So that's a wonderful way. And we talked about rosemary, how rosemary should be just tied onto your barbecue sauce bottle. In fact, they should package it together, the barbecue sauce and the rosemary, because we know that grilling, barbecuing is American pastime kind of thing. We all do that, or most people do that. But you need to be aware of the carcinogens that you're getting out of that charcoal, out of that grilling. And so you need to use rosemary because it's been proven to combat, to reduce the number of carcinogens, cancer producing. You don't want to increase your chances of cancer by too much barbecuing. But if you use rosemary, it's going to help decrease some of that. So if you're going to barbecue anyway, with all that charred food, you want to make sure you have rosemary. So just go ahead and tie that right around with your barbecue sauce bottle. Okay, and I cannot stop talking. Before I say that, you know that you can grow a lot of these things. Yeah, a lot of the herbs and spices you can grow. So if you're talking about, oh, it's too much money or whatever, start planting some stuff. Grow your own. I grow a lot of the different herbs and things in my house, and you can do the same thing. So, but I wanted to cover turmeric before I leave, because that is the super spice of the decade. Everyone is learning about turmeric, and they're using turmeric, which is an excellent thing to do because it is a super spice. It has been studied, thousands of studies, and they have shown you that it does combat like 70 different diseases. Known as the anti-cancer spice, it's been shown over and over and over again. I think they said it was like 20 different kind of cancers or whatever that it fights against, which is excellent, but also a lot of other different diseases as well. And you're finding that it is very, very promising for your brain health, for your memory decline. They said using turmeric is showing up to help ward off that. And did you know that every other country in our world is increasing in their number of dementia and Alzheimer's population, except India? They said India is one of the few countries that is not increasing, and actually has like less than 1% of their population with dementia. And they're saying that it may be because they use turmeric on a daily basis. The average Indian will use like 1 teaspoon of turmeric across the day, across the 3 meals, and they're showing almost no signs of dementia. So you may want to think about putting some of that into. They're saying the best to do is to put it in your foods. Turmeric recipes that include turmeric, but it's easy to do. Now, the test for turmeric, because if you're like me, I'm trying to get better, but if you're like me, you buy a spice and you put it in there and it'll be there forever, because I am emerging into the chef. I'm developing that skill, and so I might buy a spice and I might have it there forever, when a lot of the spices only last like 6 months or something. In the case of turmeric, they're saying only a few months, and we're talking 3 or 4 months of your turmeric, and then it's really not that potent anymore. You should really think about getting some more. But so the test for that, they say to just heat a little oil, in a pan, sprinkle on some turmeric on there, stir it up with a wooden spoon, and in a few seconds, you should start smelling the aroma coming up off of that turmeric. And if you don't smell it, it's not probably the turmeric that you would want to use. So you may think about buying another bottle. So when you buy it, just buy a small amount so that you're going to use it up before it goes bad anyway. Okay, so that's the deal on turmeric, because it protects you and it also improves your health. It's antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. Yeah, it has a lot of good things to it. So on my video earlier this week, I offered you a grocery list of common herbs and spices that you can just paste right up on your refrigerator. So during the holidays especially, you can look and you can check off those. And your goal is to try to use as many as you can in different ways, or as many times as you can, or however you want to do it, so that you're putting that into your system and to your families on a regular basis. So I'd love to know what spices or what herbs that you're going to try for the holidays. Give me a shout out about that in the comment section or private messaging. I'd love to hear what new things you are going to try. If you want to know some uses, some more ways to put herbs and spices in your meals and in your dishes, you can go to my Facebook page, Keep Your Brain Sharp, and look in the guide section. It's under guide 2, and I have started to put in some list of spices and herbs and different ways you can use them and incorporate them into your meals. So hopefully we'll get this train going, and you guys will see an increase in utilization of your herbs and spices, not just salt and pepper, or not just the ones that, 3 or 4 that you use all the time, but you can go ahead and start incorporating more and more in there, because spices and herbs are excellent, wonderful food for your brain. And your brain's destiny is in your hands.